Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor here today, bringing you the final part of this build. So, I really did, that's the English, I really did start to lose motivation with this build once I got towards the end. It was really difficult to try and keep going and keep, like, the motivation to keep going was, I don't want to say non-existent, but it was really difficult to draw upon. So you kind of see it as I get further and further down. I do start from the top level and make my way down. Um, and for this level, I actually asked my mum, "Hey, dream house, like, what would what do, like, what would you put in it?" And big bath. I think that was a big walk-in closet and a bath. And I was like, "Yep, I can do that." And so that's why it's like a nice big bathroom and a big closet and a big bedroom. And oh, the other thing was away from like anyone else really, like just like a little private retreat area. And I was like, okay, cool, we'll do that. Fantastic. So yeah, I decided to put that all up on the third floor. If you haven't seen the previous two videos and you have no idea what I'm talking about, either watch them or uh basically I asked a few people like, hey, what would you like in your dream house? And I used that as like a motivation to build this house. I found that if I have a reason to do a build, that it's so much easier for me to do that build. Um, Instead of just being like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I know what I'm doing. So, well, I have a reason for what I'm doing and it makes it a lot easier. Um, and yeah, one of the people I asked was obviously my mum, as I said. And kind of decided to do a large family home just to try and like I don't know, I feel like I do some okay builds, but sometimes they're not, and I feel like I just need to try and do bigger builds sometimes to just try a whole bunch of things out in one build. Um, which I feel like I did here pretty okay. And trying to fit different people's wants and needs together in the same build, it was really challenging but fun to do. Like, I know what my mum likes and what my mum doesn't like most of the time, and I did also go a little outside of, like, I don't think the particular style that I picked for the room is exactly her style, but I also feel like the, like, I definitely like the style, but I also did it, like, she wanted a big bath and a big walk-in closet, and I did that, and I personally think it's beautiful. So I've had fun trying to combine what other people like and what I like together. Just I don't know, have some fun with it and get outside my little box. I am feeling a little stuck, I guess, in my little box and a little overwhelmed by it, but I'm also feeling a little bit better, a little bit out of that feeling at the moment. Yeah, I think this build kind of helped me get out of some of the blocks I've been in, but not all of them, so still working on it. I've got a few other builds that I'm kind of in the middle of, and one of them is for another person, so I'm definitely excited for that one because I have all these different ideas I want to play out, and yeah, it's just been, I find really helpful to try and put a purpose behind the build. Um, Whereas when I just do a random build, I don't feel purpose for it exactly. That's why whenever I've done builds, I have kind of created a character in my head. So some of these rooms do have people who I've know in real life who I've tried to kind of put in these rooms, just to kind of create a sense of like, I don't know what the correct term is, but basically I wanted to just put in these personalized rooms that kind of feel true to a real house. Like it wouldn't it wouldn't just be some show home. I feel like sometimes that can be a little show homey, and that's not always fun. I feel like, yeah, trying to do something different is better than just being boring and samey. Um, so yeah, had a lot of fun trying to break outside my little bubble, I guess. Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on that. I'm also a little late with this build, which I apologize for because I was actually watching Tattooed Simmer's stream. She's amazing. I absolutely love her. If you have not heard of her, please go check her out because she's one of my inspirations. And that's why I kind of feel hopeful again about building because just seeing, yeah, like these beautiful builds that she does, it makes me feel like I've got like someone to look up to and a lot of motivation. I don't know. I find it really motivating when I look at someone else who's really good at the building and I actually can see how they've done it. Um, helps me with the thought process behind it. I think I've mentioned this before, but it really yeah does help me figure out the thought process behind it and how they got to that point, and it just teaches me fun little tips and tricks, and I'm here for it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Tattooed Simmer before, please go check her out because she is amazing. She's phenomenal. Um, and yeah, I would love to be able to build like her, and I guess I could one day if I keep if I keep keeping on, keep working hard. So yeah, that's that, I guess. Um, I've had like four different things I wanted to say, and I can't figure out which one I want to say, and I've forgotten them all. Anyway, I guess one of the things is the inspiration for this level are a few different people. And one of them said, I don't want a home that is like boring and plain and simple colors and very much samey. So that's why this level is kind of a little bit more colorful and I guess like a little more colorful and fun and just out there and weird and wacky fun things versus the upstairs, which is a little more, I don't know the right word, not monotone, but like not monotone, just not as colorful and bright. Um, so yeah, I tried to incorporate all these different ideas and lots of fun to try and mess around with it and make it be different people, not make it be different people, but be inspired by different people. Um, and try and bring all these strange, random, crazy ideas together. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been interesting. Also, when I showed my mum screenshots of this build, she was very concerned as to why there was a baby's room, and was like, no more, no more babies. No, thank you. And I told her, no, it's okay, it's okay. I'm the baby. There's no more new babies. It's just me. I'm going back to being a child, like back to being a baby. And she was kind of a little more receptive to that. Because yeah, she doesn't really want any more kids, I don't think. I think she's got enough animals and other children on her plate and have another one added to the mix. Um, but I feel like deep down she would love another child maybe. I don't know. Anyway, kind of completely random and off topic. Yeah, long story short, I'm the baby. I'm reverting back to being a child because adulting is no longer fun. Well, I mean, it is, but it's also like such a chore sometimes. I mean, I feel like a lot of people when they're growing up are like, I want to be an adult. I want to grow up. I want to be a big kid. And then they get to being a big kid and it's such a drag sometimes. Like, don't get me wrong, it's great being an adult and having adult freedoms and adult money and all of that. But as a baby, I don't have to pay bills. Um, and I don't have to figure out what to cook every night for dinner, and I don't have to take the trash out, and I don't have to. I mean, these are all little tiny trivial things, but just for one day, I think it would be nice to just be a baby again. Just long enough that I can relax, sleep, cry, and then come back to being an adult. I think we all should have a day like that. Maybe like once every 6 months, just come back down and relax and have that little bit of a day off. I don't know. I feel like it'd be a great idea, but probably not. Especially if we all take the same day to revert back to being the babies, then who's going to take care of us? But that's just a random thought I have. I have a lot of strange thoughts like that, so please excuse them if you disagree or if you think they're weird. Yeah. Anyway, the 5 rooms on this level. I think there's 5 rooms. So obviously there's the baby's room, and that's because I want to go back to being a baby sometimes. One of them is inspired by, or two of them are inspired by people I know, and then two of them are inspired by sort of loosely based around people, but more concepts of a person than actual people I know. So there is you saw the pink room. I don't know why, like pink, I kind of low-key hate the color pink, but I also kind of love it. I have a love-hate relationship with it. I don't know how I feel about it. But that pink room is like an artist who, um, just loves weird and wacky crazy things, hence why there's a random bird in the room. And they're probably like a fashionista as well, just because, well, why not? Like, it would be fun, and yeah, just like a really artsy person. The one I'm working on now is, I don't know, like a very clean and focused sporty person. I guess that's the only inspiration I had for this room, was just like, okay, I like to be fit and take care of my body and focus on just, I guess, detoxing the mind and clarifying it. So it's a very like simple room because I didn't want to go too over the top with it. I didn't want to take uh I didn't want to take this build and like just jam pack it full of things, because I know that sometimes people, like, their computers can't handle that, or they don't like super busy builds and things like that. So I tried to just take everyone into account, sort of. So yeah, tried not to make it too busy, but also didn't want to leave it to be just this blank boringness, I guess, that I can do in some builds. Um, I don't know if you like blanker builds. I do have some blanker builds like that are a bit more go homey, a bit more basically empty. I don't know how else to phrase it. Like it's either they've just moved in or a show home. Yeah. But this one I kind of wanted to make it seem like a family does live here and they have um a certain, I don't know, like they have a certain style, but they also want the kids who live here to be free and whatever. So the other two kids, which I think I finished the rooms already, um, are I guess like a gamer. That one of the people I asked was like, "Oh, I really want a gaming room," and I was like, "Okay, I'll throw that in there. Let's have a gaming room." Um, and then I decided to make it like a really clean and crisp sort of room, I guess. I didn't, even though the bedroom is separate to the gaming room, I still wanted to make it, yeah, like very clean and crisp as if it was on camera. And then the last build is a book obsessed sort of person, like a very book oriented person. So they don't necessarily have to be a genius or anything like that, but just someone who absolutely loves collecting books and reading them and whatnot. So that was sort of inspiration I had for this build. And as I mentioned in the last video, or the one before that, I found my new favorite wallpaper. And it is the green one that you've seen popping up everywhere. It's just beautiful. I love it. I think it's fantastic, and I cannot understand why I haven't used it more. Because I'm sure I've seen it before. I'm sure I've used it before. But yeah, new favorite color apparently is green. Or like favorite color to use is green. Um, so yeah, if you don't like green, I apologize. It's all over this build. It is everywhere. And I love it. I think it's gorgeous and beautiful. Um, so yeah, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. There's so much green in here. Uh, sorry, I am checking Discord for a quick second, even though I should probably not do that while I am recording. I'm terrible. Sorry. Yeah, so this is the point where I started to lose motivation. I really had these beautiful ideas for these rooms of like a beautiful plant room and a beautiful, like, large living space, and I totally lost my motivation. I just could not think of how to do anything. I just, yeah. Um, it was not something I was really wanting to do, but I needed to get the build done. And so I did, but it was just, yeah. Yeah, really lost motivation for it. So, if anyone out there has tips on how to not lose motivation or how to keep building when you have lost motivation, I would greatly appreciate those tips, because I sometimes want to pull my hair out with how much I've lost inspiration. And the worst bit is, at this point where I have lost the inspiration, I also didn't have access to my mods. So, it just made it a little bit more difficult, because I was trying to, yeah, like, trying to build without these mods now, I don't know how to do it. I've made a silly little mistake by not learning how to do it without the mods. Because yeah, every time the mods need updating, I'm like, well, I can't build now. Which is kind of a little bit sad, but you know, I'm still out there trying. Yeah, I definitely feel like I could have done a lot more in this build. I didn't even put in like, um, I can't think of the word, like sunbathing chairs, like deck chairs or whatever, because I just forgot and I lost so much motivation. But yeah, that's as far as those thoughts have gotten, quite honestly. No, I love this little side garage. I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic because, well, I mean, who doesn't want a music room? But I love it when there are music rooms that are inside of garages that are just like, I feels like it's kind of thrown together messily, but it's made with so much love, and I'm here for it. I'm obsessed with it. But anyway, yeah, jumping into the screenshots now. I really, really like this build. I feel like, yeah, sure, it could do so much more work, but I also feel like I've done pretty well in this. So yeah, we have the little side little granny flat, sorry. Um, so those were just the bottom floor pictures of it. I should have put the granny flat photos together, but I completely forgot. Um, I'm still not feeling 100%. I think I might have an ear infection, but I only have it every second day, which is really strange. Like, I'll wake up one day with it, and then the next day I don't have it, and then the next day I do have it, so it's been really disorientating, and I've only been able to work every second day really well. Like today I have it, and I've just been so unmotivated to keep working because, well, my ear hurts. Um, but yeah, I'm loving this build. I also forgot to take a screenshot of the lounge room that is off the kitchen, like the little one, and I can't go back to taking screenshots because, well, this build is lost. I could not tell you how that happened. It's so frustrating that I keep losing builds and I don't understand how. It's probably my fault, but if it's not, I don't understand because I just builds keep disappearing. Um, and I keep losing them, and I'm really, really upset about that because I want to share them and I can't because, I mean, A, the gallery is broken, and B, the builds keep disappearing. So, yeah, a little disappointed about that, but we'll make it work. I do have the shell for this build, so if you're interested in having the shell that is already up on the gallery, so yeah, the shell will be there. I think I'm gonna start saving them as a shell from now on, and then like once I start interior decorating, just saving it once I finish that, so that there are multiple saves. I just put the same screenshot in twice. I'm so sorry. I did not realize. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna start saving them twice so that you guys can have the shell version, and then the furnished version because it's so frustrating to just either lose a build completely or only have the shell. But at least with the shell, you guys can furnish it however you feel fit to furnish. Um, yeah, I'm really upset that I lost this furnished version of the build because I would have absolutely loved to have tried playing it for a little bit, and playtesting it and making shorts with it and just messing around with it. And unfortunately, I think I made a mistake. I think I deleted it. Um, so yeah, a little upset about that, but I will survive. And I'll make sure to save them in the future for the gallery instead of just saving. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you like stuff like this, I come out with 2 videos a week, and hopefully I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys!